Welcome to Wrestle Heads.
I'm Chuck Jones.
I'm Amar Scott.
I'm Randy Dixon.
We just came off of the heels of one of the greatest pay-per-views that I ever thought I would see with one of the lowest budget names of all time, Payback. And welcome back, Amar, from being on assignment. I'll be goddamn if that wasn't one hell of a main event we just saw.
Talking about selling it and putting it over.
Oh, man. You know, for the first time in my life, I can honestly say Kane was involved in the main event, and I didn't have a problem with it.
No way.
I'm over here shocked with this bullshit right now. Cause I feel like I'm in a truck right now. You just do some dubs on it. I mean, right there. I mean,
That was a goddamn great pay-per-view. I can't believe it. I mean, it had everything you thought about tonight. The Divas came up good tonight.
Oh, hell no.
You know, Lana had to call it in for Rusev. You know, the New Day remained victorious. I mean, we're just going to go down the list. We got everything planned. Let's just dive right in, starting with the Payback pre-show.
No, wow.
And this is an important note that I need you guys to really pay attention to. Cody Rhodes was the first match out. He was one of two pre-show matches, if you can believe that, because he had no business being there. However, at the end of that match, R-Truth was victorious. But did you see the expression on Cody Rhodes' face? That was a look of pure disgust, and I think his days in the WWE are numbered.
He had to look like I'm fed up with this shit. I'm tired of jobbing. This shit is ridiculous. I'm better than more than half the wrestlers on the roster that's in major matches right now. You know what I mean? Like, you know, Ryback or whatever the fuck. Cody Rhodes has more talent in his pinky than Ryback has in his whole body. But why? Is Cody Rhodes on the pre-show and a man like Ryback is in the fucking pay-per-view?
He wasn't even like the only match on the pre-show. He was the first match. They had that ridiculous rendition of the Mega Powers, which is Curtis Axel and Damian Sandow, go against the Ascension.
That was whack.
Congrats on the Ascension for the win.
They finally won on a pay-per-view.
They starting to win.
But let me tell you something.
He's still trash, man.
When I look at what Curtis Axel's doing, and I look at what Sandow is doing, I, as a wrestling fan, I'm so embarrassed by it.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say that, Hogan ain't dead, so he wouldn't be rolling over in his grave? Because his old ass do anything for a paycheck.
Let me tell you, I think Kurt Hennig and the Macho Man both are rolling over in their graves right now, looking at that going on out there. I mean, I understand the whole Axelmania, and I understand the whole concept.
Wait a minute, hold on. Hulk Hogan's probably rolling over in his suntan. You know what I mean?
But what I'm saying is, like,
do anything for a paycheck.
I think they went a little too far when they had him dressed like Hogan, dye his hair like Hogan, put the extensions on like Hogan, and then he had to start wrestling like Hogan.
It's awful.
I was ashamed to see it because the Mega Powers were one of the greatest tag teams of all time, and I mean, this is just ridiculous what we saw here.
Yeah, it was whack. I'm not even gonna talk about it. It was garbonic. It was the great garbage.
And then you think about that, and then think about this. Cody Rhodes had to go on before that.
Before that, trash. And then he lost to a little Jimmy. You know what I mean?
I got no problem with R-Truth going over in the match.
One last run, right?
You know, I got no problem with R-Truth going over. That's cool. But I see the frustration on Cody Rhodes' face.
He should be frustrated. They got him
see it.
They got him looking like a fucking bona fide lunatic from fucking BH or wherever the fuck, you know what I mean, Patton Hospital or something, you know what I mean? Like he's seeing the cosmos stars, you know what I mean? That shit is played. And then you got him losing to a little Jimmy. I'm sorry, R-Truth, one last run in the sun. Cody Rhodes should not be losing to R-Truth. I'm sorry, no way.
Cody Rhodes should have a good spot on the card.
Yes.
It's like they're just throwing him straight to shit out.
Drop that Stardust shit. He's off having surgery, or he had surgery, so that should be done. He should be back to dashing or fucking which Cody Rhodes, yeah, that one too. Whichever one that he can be, you know, it's just frustrating. It's like one of them frustrating things that, you know, you don't see change, but hopefully change is coming. And I think change is coming.
Well, I'll tell you this, fellas. When the Payback pay-per-view started, it definitely started off with a bang. You had a great opening match, Dolph Ziggler versus Sheamus. Mm-hmm. It was a good match. And towards the end there, Dolph Ziggler really busted himself open. I don't think that was anything that was planned. It looked like when he lunged himself towards Sheamus and he really headbutted the hell out of him.
He didn't protect
He
himself.
cracked something open, and that guy was bleeding. He was about as red as this tablecloth.
He had the great crimson mask. The good old crimson mask on his face. Flair used to flaunt it around a couple times
Every night
in the
Flair used
80s.
to bleed.
But look, that is true. He went in there unprotected for that head, but the match was good. You know what I mean? He had Sheamus in there working. I mean, Dolph Ziggler, and it was better than their match at Extreme Rules, the Kiss My Irish or Irish match or whatever the hell it was called. This match was 10 times better than that, and it was actually fucking good. You know what I mean?
And I don't never condone a man kissing another man's ass in my presence, but I will simply say this: that match, as much as we give Sheamus a lot of shit, he brought it.
Yeah, he did.
He did a good job. He brought
sure
it.
did.
You know. But again, Dolph Ziggler taking the fall yet again. But I mean, we can sit here and harp on that. But if you watch every single WrestleMania show, we've talked about it in the past. Now, do you have anything else to add on this match, Randy? Before we move on,
We can move on. I just hate that Dolph Ziggler, just have to keep jobbing. It's another waste. That's another superstar talent. It's just being wasted. I'm like, what the hell Dolph got to do? What did he nail Stephanie? I mean, you gotta sit here and ask these questions.
And
you gotta really ask these questions.
They are the tough questions to ask, but they do have to be asked because something happened. I mean,
something had to happen.
Something had to go wrong with that guy.
Steph the zigzag. I'm for real.
Or he did a snickle and a tickle to Linda or something. I don't know.
Or
somebody got a famous
told her no.
True. He could have.
Maybe he said he didn't want a zigzag.
Hey, just like Ultimate Warrior told Linda no.
I'm not gonna do it. My name's Warrior.
No, he said, I'm the only one that told your wife no.
Oh, that's what he said to Hogan. Hogan's passing Linda around like a bowl of pretzels.
Wow.
Check this out.
Wow,
Moving on.
Cake in the van.
Yeah, let's move on to the next
Beef
match.
cake.
Cake in it. You had a great contest between the New Day and Cesaro and Tyson.
Falls.
It was a 2 out of 3 falls contest, and it was a decent match. I mean, it looked good.
A good match.
Those guys always work good together. I mean, they've been doing it for a little while now, and Xavier Woods moved in there and pulled the old switcheroo, and the New Day are still tag team champions.
The good old okey doke.
Yeah.
He okey doked the ref. Like, he took his vest off, got in there, rolled him up, rolled back out, put the vest back on, got the title. Was like, hey, everyone, fellas. And Kofi's like, it's me. It's me. I did it. I did it for The Rock.
It was a great match. It was a pretty good match.
They totally embracing that heel road.
Yeah.
They're embracing it and they're running with it, which is a good thing. Because let's be honest, the WWE set their asses up to
Had it
fail.
right the first time.
They set their asses up to fail with that Kirk Franklin bullshit.
Bonafide Jehovah's Witnesses out there with that Kirk Franklin suit talking about, they sex addicted or something like that. They do feel the power. You know what I mean? Like the power of what, nigga? You know what I mean? Like shit. You know what I'm saying?
I think we can all agree. I think we can all agree because I believe that was one of my kitchen bitch in previous shows. But I gotta tell you, yes, the New Day has definitely took advantage of the crowd reaction and they're making it theirs. And now you're starting to see people out there clapping along with the cadence, and moving along with the New Day. So I mean, it's not a bad idea. You got the Usos out right now. Mm-hmm. The New Day, they filled in as one of the tag teams. Yeah, one of the premier tag teams. Better than the Ascension, better than the fake Mega Powers. They're doing their job. Now moving on to the next match, we saw the return of Bray Wyatt going one-on-one with Ryback, and Bray Wyatt went over, clean, and I'm happy about that. Bray Wyatt looked good. He looks like he's fully recovered from the ankle injury, and he took it to the next level. And it's just good to see him back. Now the question is, what's next for him?
Well, I mean, before I let you elaborate on what's next, we tell it how it is. We give it we give our real opinion. I mean, we shit on Ryback week after week because really, Ryback sucks. Let's be honest. But at the same time, he worked tonight. I mean, that's one thing I can give you. He worked tonight. Just like that ice cream truck is working behind us, he worked tonight. And I mean, you gotta be proud of the man for doing so. He didn't just goof off, you know, he didn't just lay around and not want to take the moves. I mean, they were in there and it was a good match. He was even though we know Wyatt called the match, because Ryback couldn't call a wrist lock from a wristwatch, you know what I mean? But
he call a damn pizza man.
Exactly. But he took the orders correctly. And it was a good match.
I give you that. Ryback was indeed working. He brought it. You know, this is pay-per-view Ryback. I think what we can see out of Ryback, if Ryback would have the pay-per-view Ryback work on Raw and then take it to another level on the pay-per-view, he'll be all right. But I agree. No complaints tonight from the guy. He did good. The right guy went over. But then, like I said, the question becomes, what's next for him?
Still a piece of shit, though. Just saying.
Well, hey.
You know what I mean? Just gonna throw that in.
It is what it is.
But see, you gotta look at it like this. This was the best match of Ryback's career. I can go out and say
yeah.
I can go out and say
yeah, you're right.
That's the best he ever fucking worked. Because the dude's been nothing but a piece of trash. You know, he's an unsafe piece of trash. But see, when you in there with a beast like Bray Wyatt, he's gonna force him. You know, it's them people sometimes that force people, just like with Sheamus. Like Drew McIntyre and Cesaro used to force Sheamus' big punk ass into stuff. It's the same thing with fucking Ride Bitch. You know, I mean, congratulations for him on all the thousands of matches he had. He had his first good one.
Very good.
Very good. I mean, because he's
still a piece of trash.
Yeah, exactly. He's still a piece of trash, and we ride his ass every week, so telling y'all how much of a piece of gutter trash he is. But at the same time, he had a good match. You know what I mean? You can't. You know,
that's enough credit for that whole cake.
They did pretty good in the show. Now, the contest after that was the Divas Tag Team match. And, you know, Naomi and Tamina went in there and they took it to the Bellas and they went clean over. And, you know, the next step has to be putting that belt on Naomi. I mean, they showed it again. Why? They're the next premier Divas to step up. So, I mean, hey, we found out also tonight Elimination Chamber's in a couple of weeks. So I think it's time to drop that strap.
Well, I mean, they went in there and, you know, I mean, my thing is this, on the whole Naomi situation with the Divas title. What else does she have to do? What's taking so long? I mean, she didn't pin, like, you know, Randy made clear, which we all didn't see.
She pinned them Bella tramps so many damn times. It's like, how many more times you can pin them? You know, to me, it's looking like they're trying to prevent the inevitable. You know, they're stringing this out. It's like, okay, if it was one of them Bellas, she would have had the title 2 months ago.
Yeah, but
it would have went this long. Right when Paige was saying she was leaving, Paige was the champion. Bam, she would have been made over at the end. But see, they're trying to string this shit out, so they're gonna try to bring Paige's little pale ass back in this shit. You can already tell where this shit's
where it's going. Yeah.
You know, because they're gonna put Paige in her fucking way, and then there's gonna be some other jobber diva, fucking punk ass Bella tramp is gonna fucking get by.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. If they do something like that, I mean, there definitely would be an outcry on this show. And you know, you can't idly sit by and see the next female talent right in front of you getting the job done and keep telling her that she's not going to be the champion. I'm sorry, Naomi's better than the current champion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you got to give her that Bella Tramp credit. You know, she has learned. She's came a long way.
No, she has come along.
Her and her sister has came a long way, and I can give credit to them for that.
But to me, I gotta say this, you know, because we, like you said, we give our honest opinion. To me, that was the train wreck of the night. I did not like that match.
There were a lot of screw-ups.
There was a lot of screw-ups in that match. Out of the whole night, I mean, I pretty much enjoyed the card. I mean, but that match was just a lot of screw-ups, man. Real, you know, a lot. I mean, more than its fair share. I thought that was the train wreck of the night. But, I mean, all in all...
And I couldn't even blame Tamina, because Tamina wasn't in there.
No, she wasn't even in there most of the time. Naomi's got to clean up a little bit. I mean, she's got the talent, she's got the athleticism, she's got it all. She's got the skill set and all that, but she's got to clean it up. She moves too fast sometimes. Sometimes she needs to slow it down.
You know who she needs to work with? If they ever let them work together, her and Alicia Fox.
Yeah.
They can put on a damn great match.
Yeah.
Them two, because Alicia Fox can go her speed, and they can just go.
Because when he's in here with the Bellas, especially Nikki. No, I'm sorry. Especially Nikki. You got to slow it down. You can't go fast paced because she can't go now. Brie can go a little bit faster with you, but not Nikki.
Yeah. See, and the thing about it is, it's like we sitting here waiting like with the Divas, you know Paige is coming back. It's like Ric Flair's daughter and Charlotte.
She's up.
Over the weekend. Ric Flair's daughter Charlotte and Sasha Banks, who's one of my yummy favorites, was sitting there tearing the house down at the NXT. They had a main event, both shows, and the fans were saying, just giving them a standing ovation. Really? They was tearing the house down.
They're ready. Yeah. And when they come, I mean, I feel sorry for like the Rosa Mendez's of the world. They're not gonna have a
she
spot
have a job because she gonna be doing what she doing.
Yeah, they're not gonna have a spot too much on TV. Maybe 2-second spot.
Well, she a freak, so
with Leo Kruger if they bring him back.
Leo Kruger.
Well, I'll tell you this. You know, moving on from the Divas match, before we get to the two solo title matches, you had another match between Wade Barrett and Neville, turning another great showing.
That's King Barrett.
Excuse me. The King of the Ring, Wade Barrett,
and
Neville. They turned in another great match. They gave the decision this time to Neville. Wade Barrett declared a count out.
Yeah, 2-1 Neville.
Technically 2-1, and they had a pretty good finish to the match. Impressed by both of them. I mean, I had no complaints.
I thought it was a good match. I mean, my surprise again, which the WWE surprised me, that they put Neville over clean. Like, he didn't get the 1, 2, 3, but he got the count out. Barrett came back to the ring, tried to finish him off, did some damage, but then in the end, it was his finish, Neville's finishing move from the top ropes, hit it on Barrett. And he walked away looking like he was the victor, and I didn't expect that one, especially fresh after Barrett winning the King of the Ring. I thought they were going to put Barrett over, it's done. But actually, they're going to stretch this out a little longer, which is, kudos to the fans, because they have real good chemistry together.
That's true. If you sit here and think about it, it's like this. Them two, they both from England. They can work. They can do that bruising style. And Barrett can work with him with his high flying shit and still been able. It's like opposite styles, but they mesh well together. And that's kudos to Neville. Because he's the only person I've seen in a while who could lose and he's still over.
Yeah.
It's like they don't got to keep putting him over like Dean Ambrose. They had to keep putting him over. Then he's over. It's like Neville can lose, win, lose, win, and he's still over.
That guy's
which is totally great, and that's good for him. And I'm just glad that the WWE is starting to do something with Barrett. The dude been having the goods for a long time. If you sit there and think about it, the three that when they came up together, it was Wade Barrett, Sheamus, and Drew McIntyre. They all came over the boat together. And they all went through the WWE system together. And it was at a time, it was like 1 and 2 was McIntyre and Barrett. And it was a time where McIntyre should have been over, and they kicked him to
the injuries from McIntyre really set him back. And I can say the same for Barrett. But I got to disagree with you with that.
That woman set him back.
Well,
Taryn Terrell.
Taryn Terrell. I agree with you there.
Knockouts champion.
Which she's garbage too. But anyway, I agree with you there. But that injury, that official injury, when he got injured, man, that really stalled his.
And the same thing with Barrett. Barrett was going to get 2 major pushes. One, they was going to bring back the Money in the Bank at WrestleMania and put him over, and they canceled that when he got hurt. It was he just had freakish injury with that one when he tried to catch the dude, and then Jack Swagger, Mr. Injury Prone, killing people himself, injured him, threw him into the damn guardrail.
And speaking of injury, I had a little bit of concern in that match because it looked like Neville may have really messed up his
he might have been like a little tweak or something.
And we definitely don't need that to happen to him right now. That would seriously derail the momentum that this young man has, and he's out there getting it done night in and night out. If you watch the guy wrestle at a house show, he's going to turn it up the same way on a house show that he does on a Raw or a SmackDown or a pay-per-view. Very impressed with him so far, and I look to see what they're going to do with him next.
Yeah, I think everybody at this table is impressive.
Now, moving on. United States Heavyweight Championship. The I Quit match between John Cena and Rusev.
Big Match John.
Big Match John. Brought it again. They had a great match. They went all up and down the arena, and it went just like you called it. The woman went out there and quit for Rusev. Now, it looks like they're trying to say that he said he quit in a foreign language. I can't confirm that because I speak English. I live in America. But, the thing is, he's down 3-1 now.
It's over, man.
So what do you do now?
They got to move on. They've been going at each other since February. I don't want to see it anymore. Even if Rusev would have won tonight and would have regained the title or won by disqualification, whatever the case, if Rusev would have walked out of there victorious, I don't want to see it anymore. They've been going at each other since late January, basically February, on to now. That's 3.5 months, almost 4 months in. I don't want to see it anymore. Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on.
When it's 3-1, unless you're the Houston Rockets, you ain't coming back from the 3-1 lead. So I agree. Also, the storyline is now going to progress. The storyline is now going to progress with Lana leaving the side of Rusev, and I understand your concern, Randy. Yeah. What do they do with Rusev now?
I've been saying it. I've been saying this shit when we had our before WrestleMania, before Payback. I was like, okay, Rusev has to win. Bam, he won that. Then it went to WrestleMania. I was saying it going into that. I'm like, he has to win. I said he can lose afterwards. You let him win on the big stage, and then he start losing. But no, WrestleMania, clean pinfall. You know, they had Lana have something to do with it. Then you had what was that? Extreme Rules, right? What was it, a Russian chain strap match or whatever it was?
Yeah, it was a nice strap match.
Yeah, it basically was a chain strap match. Yeah. But he lost that shit. Now, to the highest one you can go to is basically an I Quit match, and you had him quit.
Well, he didn't quit. Lana did the quit for him.
Okay, but they said in another language he quit, and that's why she did it for him.
But we don't know. We don't speak.
I mean, okay, we ain't no damn Russian translator or Bulgarian translator. But basically, that's why she did what she did at the end of the day. For moving on from that, I'm sorry. It's like I've been saying it. The boy's in the shit house. We got to face facts. He's in the shit house. He got a nice, plump seat right there in the shit house. Because you can't come back from that. Because now, it's no more title shots. He's done. He done had 3 title shots in a row.
Well, let me tell you something.
Or excuse me, 2 in a row.
This is the one thing I can say. You know, Rusev is still one of the premier upstarts in the business.
Yeah.
And one big way to make him come right back, give him the briefcase next month.
Yep.
I'd pull the trigger on it, but then you got a lot of other talents in the way. Yeah. So with that being said, the main event of the night, you know, the Fatal 4-Way, the Fatal 4-Way, Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Randy Orton, J&J Security, Kane, the damn announce tables, everybody was involved. And it was one hell of a match.
Before we get started, I just want to say this. I'm constantly moving with this wrestling thing like this. Be prepared for these 2 guys to either get either Rusev or Dean Ambrose to get the briefcase next month.
Yeah,
for that.
It's a strong possibility.
I don't think it's gonna be either of them.
I think they could.
It's gonna be Bray. I think they starting to put Bray back on the path.
I don't think they're gonna go. Look at their pattern. They're gonna go face this time. They went heel last time.
I wouldn't have a problem with it.
They may put the briefcase on Ambrose this time.
They got to reward Bray for his exemplary work he been doing. If you sit there, he carried that Undertaker feud by himself.
I don't think he needs the briefcase though.
No, he needs the title.
No, I know he needs a title, but he can go without the briefcase and still get a title shot at WrestleMania. I mean, that's how he's that good.
He needs the title and his family back together.
True.
So nonetheless, getting into the main event itself, it was a very good Fatal 4-Way. You had all the twists and turns. You had the train wreck. You had the action. You had the violence. You had a very, very slight Shield reunion. You saw an alliance between Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose. I gotta say, J&J Security played a hell of a part.
Yeah,
and you had Triple H come out at the end looking like Dana White with no tie on. You know what I'm saying? Giving the congratulations. The one thing I had a problem with was the ending, and you guys all know that half-ass pedigree that Seth Rollins did after a fantastic match like that, it looked like Stevie Ray's slapjack. It looked horrible.
It did look horrible. Somebody, Triple H, Hunter, you need to get him in there and show him how to do it. If you're gonna let him homage you and use that pedigree, you need to get in there and show him how to do it.
It's not only the person that's doing this, it's Randy Orton.
Yeah, Randy Orton didn't really want to take that shit either.
He's not taking it.
But let me tell you something. Randy Orton brought it tonight.
Oh, yeah. It was that Randy Orton.
Catching the power slam from Rollins jumping from the top rope was very phenomenal.
And then went right into the next move.
It was great.
No gas, no nothing. Got right back up and did the next move.
I'm sorry.
They all played a very good role.
If you sit there and look at it, the champion looked the weakest in that match. I'm being objective.
No,
If you look at the work, I'm talking about the work rate.
No,
you
look
at
at the work in the ring.
If you look at the work rate, Ambrose was bringing it. Reigns was bringing it. Even Randy Orton was bringing it.
Rollins was bringing it too.
I thought Rollins did a good job. Because,
Kane was doing more work than Rollins.
No, Kane was doing more work than anybody.
It was basically Kane was doing the work.
His goddamn job was on the line.
Yeah, he needed to keep cashing those checks. He wasn't as secure as he said he was. Just saying. You know what I mean? But no, the storyline, the way it was wrote in, Kane and J&J was going to have a big part in that match. But no, Rollins looked good. They all looked good. Nobody looked weak in that match. You know what I mean? If you want to say Rollins didn't take no long breathers, besides after he got suplexed by Kane, and that was only once. But I can say I've seen multiple breathers from both of the other competitors. Randy Orton took 3. Reigns took 2. And then Ambrose took 2. You know what I mean? But Rollins only took 1 when he stayed in the ring, but mainly the whole damn time. I don't get that.
But let me tell you something. You do got to give Seth Rollins credit because they had to pick Kane up and powerbomb him on top of his ass twice on that damn table. Kane is not he's not a light individual by any shape of the imagination.
He had his shirt off.
Protect yourself. Yeah, he had those nice slacks. Even if you protect yourself, that man was driven onto him twice. The second time they went to the table.
Roman Reigns all the fucking lifting he was doing.
Well, that's what
No, he did. Roman Reigns just busted his ass.
My thing is, I felt like all the parts in the match did a great job.
Right, I can take some notes.
Yeah. I think all the parts in the match did a good job. Champion remained champion. And then we also got some more news that we're going to have another pay-per-view show in 2 weeks. WWE finally came to their senses, realized you had to bring the Elimination Chamber back. And we also found out that they're going to put the tag team for the first time. The tag team championships will be in the Elimination Chamber match. Contestants will obviously come out this week because they only got 2 weeks to put it together.
6 tag teams? I mean, legit 6 tag teams. Like, you know, we're going to probably see the Extension in there. We're going to see Tyson.
Okay, somebody got a job.
Yeah, but
somebody got to take some.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, man, if you want to highlight the tag teams, I wish they had 6 legit tag teams to throw in there.
I don't know if they're going to do 6 tag teams. They may just put individuals in the pods. It might actually just be 4 tag teams.
I think they do 4 tag teams.
It might be 4 tag teams and 1 person from each team in the pod, and you start off with a fatal 4-way.
Yeah.
And they might release something like that because I don't really see 6 tag teams in the WWE coming out to do it. Okay, because let's think about it. Let's break it down real quick. You got Harper and Rowan.
Mm-hmm.
You can use the Puerto Ricans.
Yeah.
You can use the Lucha Dragons.
Hold on, they gotta miss bona fide Mexicans.
Okay, well, whatever the case may be, you can use Primo and Epico.
Yeah.
You can use Harper and Rowan.
Yeah.
You're gonna have the New Day in there. You're gonna have Tyson Kidd and Cesaro in there. You could have the fake Hulkamaniacs in there.
Prime time players.
Oh, man, you gotta have the prime time.
You got 6 tag teams.
You got the prime time.
And then if you want to plug in the Ascension,
they're gonna put in the Extension.
Okay, so then you got 6 tag teams.
No, wait a minute, hold on, because I see them putting in the Extension more than putting in the Lucha Dragons and that.
No, Lucha Dragons is going in, and don't be surprised if they don't walk out champs.
Well, okay, so wait a minute.
And they're gonna bring what's that Mexican restaurant El Torito with them?
Okay,
you watch. I'm telling you right now, Buffalo Wings Sunday.
Look,
it's going down, dude.
Look. Okay, and if Lucha Dragons in there, then the Puerto Ricans aren't in there.
Okay, well they probably won't be
because you look at it. If you're gonna go to tag team champs, New Day, feel the power. You know what I mean? You're gonna go with those cats. You're gonna go with Tyson Kidd and Cesaro. You're gonna go with Rowan and Harper. You're gonna go with
Lucha
Dragons, and then you got the primetime players, and then what was the Ascension? That's 6 teams. That's 6 teams.
I don't even know if I would put the Ascension in a structure like that.
But you're gonna have 6 pods. You're gonna use all of them. You can have 6 guys in the ring.
Most likely, Rowan Harper might not make it to the cut.
That sucks. Why?
Okay, we all like him.
But they got back together. I think that's why they're putting them back together.
Yeah, this past week they got back together.
Yeah, I really do.
They gotta put them in there, bro. They make that match.
Yeah, and get the Extension out of there. They need some big bodies to throw people through the cages and.
Let me tell you something. I don't trust the Ascension. I don't want the Ascension in a structure like that. I don't want the Ascension trying to pick other people up and slam them on structures like that. Mm-hmm. I don't want them involved. They haven't earned that right. They don't belong in there. They can be involved. But they can be involved on a pre-show. That's what they can do. If they want to rematch with the Mega Bucks,
I would put the Mega Powers in there.
I wouldn't put the Mega Powers. We gotta quit calling. They ain't the damn Mega Powers, man. You know what I mean? That's That's the Nacho Man.
So they're also going to decide the vacant Intercontinental Championship in that structure as well. Contestants will also be announced this week because, again, they only got 2 weeks to do this. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure by Monday Night Raw tomorrow, by SmackDown this week, we're going to find out that full card is going to already be set up because the WWE's going old school again where they're going every 2 weeks. Yeah. Because right after that is going to be Money in the Bank. They announced them both at the pay-per-view tonight.
Let me help you out. Spoiler alert, Sheamus is going to win it all with the Intercontinental title.
And why do you say that, Randy?
Yeah. Because I've seen on the dirt sheets, I've seen where the WWE slipped up.
But they switch that shit if it gets out too much.
Hey, that's true. They will throw the audible.
Mm-hmm. They will, but Sheamus is their boy.
True. He's right on that.
You got to remember that.
Yeah,
that's Triple H's boy.
Can't do nothing about that.
Somebody's ass getting broke.
That's the way of the world.
You just got to realize that. Yeah. Now, that's what's going to happen. Probably Dolph Ziggler going to get broke.
Well, look at Dolph Ziggler might not even make it. He might have a concussion.
Yeah, he got.
You know what I mean?
They have to really check it out.
He might have a concussion.
He got some stitches right here.
Yeah.
I've seen the picture.
So I'm looking at the talent that, you're looking at Sheamus, you're looking at Neville, you're looking at Barrett. That's 3 right there that you know are going to be involved. Now, let's place the other 6. I'm wondering who they're going to put in there. You know what I mean?
Hey, I would throw Rusev right back in there.
Yeah.
I would put Rusev in that match. You can put Dean Ambrose in that match. That's 5. You can put number 6, hell. Who else? They're gonna probably more than likely put Ryback in there.
And that's probably that's guy. Fuck man.
If you don't want to give Bray Wyatt, put him in there. Give Bray Wyatt that.
I don't know. I got a feeling that Bray Wyatt's gonna go back with Big Match John. I think he's probably gonna go for the United States title. That would be my guess.
That would be
they're gonna defend that there too, and that World Heavyweight. It's like. This forecast will start clearing up tomorrow.
Now,
we'll
we'll definitely find out because knowing WWE being this close in the game, the matches may not be that different from what we saw tonight.
No. I think we're gonna see it. I think we're gonna see different matches than what we saw.
Different matchups because it's 2 weeks. It's hard to put them together.
But come on, they already known this was gonna happen, so they already had their plan already probably laid out. But look, this is what we need to be mindful over. And this is my question to you.
Go ahead.
What if tomorrow night Dean Ambrose is the number 1 contender for Elimination Chamber and they put him over Reigns? Because you know how I feel. I think it should be Reigns and Rollins to carry it out until SummerSlam.
That'd be a miscarriage of justice.
Yeah, I believe so. But that's
a miscarriage.
That'd
be a miscarriage of justice.
It is a possibility.
I don't give a shit how much Dean Ambrose is over, and he's really fucking over. Fucking Roman Reigns has sat there and proved himself.
Deserves it.
Week after week, month after month. Every time somebody throws something in his fucking way, the fans fucking crying, sitting there bitching and moaning.
No, but they've been fine. They've been fine.
No, I'm talking about they started this bullshit.
Oh yeah, back at Royal Rumble.
About this Daniel Bryan shit. Oh. Okay, you wanted to get this injury prone fuck in there, and look at him. Where are you at now? Yeah. Oh yeah. If you missed Raw, he came out. He lost his smile and his ass, and he's at home.
But that's what I'm saying.
Hope you feel better, Daniel. I hope you get well.
I hope you feel better. I hope you're retired.
I already know why you say that.
You're an injury-prone piece of trash. It's like this, man. The year before, you sit here and think about it. They put the world title on this dude. What happened?
It's trash, man.
What happened?
Dude,
then this year, WrestleMania again. He gets another WrestleMania moment. Get to stand on top of the fucking ladder with the Intercontinental title, completing his Grand Slam. And what happened? He didn't even defend the title before he was gone. I mean, at least he got to defend the heavyweight title once, and then he was gone.
He defended it once as Dolph Ziggler.
What the?
That's when Sheamus came and bro kicked.
So nonetheless,
I don't even count that as a damn defense. At the end of the day, it's like this. Daniel Bryan, you did your job at a time, but I think it's time for you to be taken out back and put down.
Oh God.
Be a trainer. You probably be a great trainer. You probably will. But I think his high impact, you cannot put that dude, and the WWE, they have to sit there, no matter how much animosity I might have over the CM Punk shit, because I know that's what you're talking about. But at the end of the day, it's like this. The WWE, in a real life mind, you cannot put no title on that dude no more. That's done. That's done. He had to relinquish 2 titles.
Yeah, true.
That's 2. How many wrestlers you remember relinquishing 2 titles? I remember one, and mostly all them relinquishes was them about to retire, other than Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, he lost his spot at
But
bar.
he didn't dish this
Shane
twice.
Douglas was gonna stretch him.
Stretch him, yeah. But no, the reason why I'm asking you this because that's a possibility, man. Because we talked about it earlier before the pay-per-view.
I think for Ambrose, all bullshit to the side, I think for Ambrose it'll be too early.
Because you know they're gonna have a number one contenders match between them. Tomorrow.
It's too early. Now I'm glad Orton got nailed again, so he's out the way now. Yeah. No more Orton. I don't want to see him touching the title or nothing. He should never even get another fucking title for the rest of his career. He should enjoy his $3 million a year and all that stuff and that nice piece that he was sitting there looking at that day, and that's that.
So with that being said, we got the Elimination Chamber in 2 weeks, so be prepared. I think it's going to be a big week in the WWE. We're going to get a lot of this stuff ironed out because this is all speculation at this point. With that being said, Randy, go ahead and kick us down with the news and the notes for the week. Some big news coming out of Global Force.
Man, I'm waiting for that.
Yeah. I mean, we can start off with that. I mean, other than, little NXT news, they pay-per-view will be this Wednesday coming up, which I want to see, which the big rumor is that Samoa Joe will make his appearance, his first WWE appearance.
And he looks good.
And he's in great shape.
Yeah,
I think he took this seriously. Triple H probably sat down with his ass, said, hey, listen, roly-poly, it's like this, Jack. You got to get your shit together. This ain't TNA. This ain't TNA. You got to bring it. Yeah. And Samoa Joe, honestly, I'm going to go out on a limb and say, I think Samoa Joe probably was getting in shape before they even came to him.
He's been working with ROH though this whole time and stuff, so he's probably
and at the end of the day, and I'm glad, Joe, hey, you signed, and it looked like he signed a 2-year deal. I'm glad for him for that.
Well, let me just...
Oh, you want to interject?
I'm just going to say I think the picture that we saw was photoshopped. And I'm not going to be convinced on his new physique until I see him in the ring. Now, once I see him in the ring, all the credit in the world due to him. Until then, I remain reserved.
He's taking the job that Willie Mack didn't take.
Samoa Joe.
Willie Mack.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Why in the hell did this man come out? I'm sorry. You brought up Willie Mack. I gotta say it.
You could have waited.
I gotta say it.
You could have waited.
Why in the hell did Willie Mack come out to Lucha Underground looking like James the Grim Reaper Roper? Get yourself some peanut butter pickle ice cream.
Get Irish
and spread that shit all over the ring. What happened to you, Willie? We saw you wrestling in Lake Elsinore years ago.
But he still hit his
spots. He was on point. He hit his spots.
He still hit his spots. He nipped up like he was 150
pounds. Motherfucker myself. And I know I'm not supposed to be out there with no shirt on because I'll get arrested. So I understand that. But Willie, you a goddamn performer, Jack. You need to be toned up. You got to be ready because you got the talent. But ain't nobody going to take you seriously the way you look with that goddamn outfit, or at least get you a singlet or something. Try to hide it a little bit more. All right, go ahead, Randall.
Let me get him a haircut. Try that. Man,
for real.
That brother got that Joe Frazier going. And I'm still smoking.
Oh, God. But yeah, other than that, the NXT stuff and the big pay-per-view, they still haven't said who's going to be in the main event. With the NXT, the events over the weekend, Tommy Dreamer made an appearance when against Baron Corbin.
Yeah, because with as you alluded to on the last week's show, Sami Zayn being injured kind of threw a wrench in the plan.
And then you got to remember Kenta, a.k.a.
He's hurt too, Hideo Itami.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. I got to get that name down. But yeah, he's out, so it's like, okay, they trying to find the main event, which most likely that's going to elevate Finn Balor to the next level. So I'm thinking that's who they're going to go with. With that being said, with the Global Force, I was sitting here, and if y'all remember, probably like a month, 2 months back, I was sitting there calling out Jeff Jarrett. I was sitting there saying, okay, you sit here and you ran your mouth, and you said, oh yeah, Global Force this and that. Now you're making strides. Now I'm starting to shut up because I'm like, okay, now I'm starting to see it. It's like a roster's being put together, and I mean, man,
the roster's pretty good.
With this roster you got going, and I know it's gonna be surprises. You don't have to say it. I know AJ Styles coming. You ain't gotta say that. I know, because you plucking pretty much everybody that was over in New Japan that you worked with on that what's that Wrestle Kingdom shit. Everybody and I know JR gonna be a surprise to you. I know you're gonna get him under the deal too. It's like JR, I gotta Double J, gotta give you credit. You acting like the chosen one right now. You're getting it done. With that being said,
he better not make himself the Global Force champion though.
No, I think his wrestling career.
Okay.
I think he's done. I think he learned. You know, he gonna have to do the.
But he carried TNA when the years that TNA needed to be carried. This needs to be said. He carried them. He carried them, and he was well out of his prime. And he still carried them. So, I mean, even though I don't feel that he should be champion now, but he carried TNA. He carried them for years when they were just starting off and when they started picking up steam, and he was well out of his prime. You know what I mean? And he carried them. That has to be said.
Well, there's a few theories about that because there were other wrestlers that were capable of carrying the company.
That's true.
That
Monty Brown.
I felt like AJ Styles.
Yeah.
Was always good.
He should
have touched that goal way more than he did.
And on the side note, not to get off, because I'm just gonna say this one thing, then we're gonna get back to this. How the hell TNA had the gall to call themselves having the Hall of Fame? And Jeff Jarrett
is not in the Hall of Fame.
And AJ Styles not. It's the second one.
Yeah,
It's like you put people outside. Granted, Sting, I give Sting credit because Sting damn near came there almost after it got going.
Yeah.
I mean, but the Dudleys, I mean, Kurt Angle, come on now, that's just BS.
They're all Hall of Famers for other companies.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I mean, if you look at them, the Dudleys pretty much spent 10 years over there. Kurt Angle been over there almost 10 years.
Yeah.
And Sting was over there like, what, 12 years? So
the fact that Jeff Jarrett wasn't the first entrant is
the founder of the company.
Yeah,
that's like WWE not putting Vince McMahon, any of the fucking McMahons up in there. Yeah. But anyway, so I'm going to read off the Global Force roster. I think I did it before, but it has expanded. You got an independent wrestler, Andrew Everett, who's pretty damn good. You got the Young Bucks.
Man, that was big.
Takani
because
Watabe.
They were a big tag team free agents.
Yeah. You got Trent.
Was sought down.
You got ex-WWE Trent Barrera.
Okay.
You got Thea Trinidad, who used to be Rosita in TNA. You got Sanjay Dutt. Yeah. You got Shelton Benjamin.
Man, that's big. I love that pickup.
I want Shelton Benjamin to go straight to the main event.
Man, for real.
You got Saida Sanada, who was the great Sanada.
That's still good, too.
PJ Black, who was Justin Gabriel in the WWE.
That's good.
You got the new Heavenly Bodies.
They came back. Dr. Tom Pritchard's put a team back together, or Jim Cornette just remade the team?
I don't know, but I know they've been working. You got Luke Haas. You got Doc Gallows, or Luke Gallows, either or the same person. Lance Hoyt used to be in the WWE and TNA.
That's cool.
You got Carl Anderson, pretty much been over there in New Japan. You got Jimmy Ray. You got Jigsaw. You got Hameen Olencia. You got the Hot Shots. You got George T. Murdoch, a.k.a. Tyrus, a.k.a. Brodus Clay. Okay. All the ones.
He was out of there quick. Out of TNA quick.
Yeah. He seen the money. Yeah. He went with the money.
He probably won't give him bounce checks.
You got Davey Boy Smith Jr., a.k.a. D.H. Smith, ex-WWE Tag Team Champion. You got Cliff Compton, another ex-WWE Tag Team Champion. Used to be Domino from Deuce.
I didn't like that.
You got Chuck Taylor. You got Chris Mordesky, a.k.a. the Masterpiece.
Yeah.
Chris Masters.
Yeah.
He's over there. You got Quentin Moose. I can't say his damn name. He used to play pro football. He was over in Ring of Honor. And he got Leah Tapia, the big clumsy Samoan chick that was in TNA.
Sucks.
Yeah, she sucks.
That's the Barbarian's daughter, right?
I don't care.
She's trash. But nonetheless,
Lady Tapia, you suck. Just put it that
I didn't mind watching her.
I did.
She was a big clumsy bro.
Yeah.
But anyway, you got non-wrestlers and special guests. You got Jeff Jarrett, the founder and CEO of Global Force Wrestling. You got Karen Jarrett. Of course, she'll be over there. You got Jimmy Cornette. It's always good to see Cornette. I'd rather have him on the table, but
I think he will be on the table.
Well, see, they got Chael Sonnen, and then there's gonna be a play-by-play.
Fucking Chael Sonnen.
Hey, it's the name recognition.
Then
you got the bad guy, freshly minted WWE Hall of Famer Scott Hall. Is going to be a part of it.
Can I just give one note?
And Diamond Dallas Page, too.
Wow, that's big, too.
Yeah.
Can I just give one note? For you wrestling aficionados and young wrestling fans out there that don't know about the Heavenly Bodies, go look at that Smoky Mountain Wrestling tape with their wars with the Rock and Roll Express, with the Dr. Tom Pritchards and I was going to say the Gigolo Jimmy Del Rey. Go check them out. They're underrated. When we talk about tag teams and good tag team specialists, and did it for years. Maybe down in Smoky Mountain Wrestling, but they did it for years. Those boys were fucking legit, and they should be in the Hall of Fame before the fucking Bushwhackers. Go look up the Heavenly Bodies. I just have to say that.
They should have won the tag team.
I had to say that, man. They were big time. They were big time.
But see, Tom Pritchard gonna be in there. He won a tag belt with Candido.
Yeah.
He's skip and zip.
Yeah.
The body downers.
I know what you're talking about.
Speaking.
Well, I gotta tell you, with that roster that you got there for Global Force, that's more than enough for a few shows.
Oh yeah.
I mean that's enough talent right there to really get it off the ground.
But you gotta realize that this shit ain't probably even scratching the surface, fella. They're gonna have surprises. Mm-hmm. They're not gonna sit there and show their whole hand. There's gotta be that surprise. That's what I'm saying. AJ Styles gonna be one of them. There's probably gonna be somebody else big time that's gonna be another one of them. You know? Well, at the end of the day, you know, you sit back and think about this shit. Jared has been doing the right thing, and it's like, I'm excited. It's gonna be next month in Vegas. And, you know, we were sitting there talking about maybe taking this show on the goddamn road and going.
Man, on assignment, there, giving it to you raw, live, and direct.
You know, this would be an actual assignment where you see us all three in the same place at the same time.
Because we all be going on assignment, but different spots, you know.
But nonetheless, with that being said, you move on from the Global Force Wrestling, and then the other news that came out of the week is the TNA news. That one, Destination America is having second thoughts. Destination America is looking up in the contract and see they have an out to get out of that contract.
Wow.
Destination America is thinking about sending TNA Impact Wrestling to the shit out. They're thinking about doing that.
Well, let me tell you, that's TNA's fault. I mean, they had a second chance. They shouldn't have got a second chance for that bullshit they left Spike with, and they were blessed enough to get a second chance, and I believe we talked about it here on this show. You know, it is no one's fault but theirs. They can't get the shit together. You know, it's a horrible program.
Title should have been on EC3.
I mean, should have been there.
What the fuck they doing?
So, you know,
it's going to be one of them things where they're going to get ready to close down. And then not only that, TNA is moving back to Wednesdays on June 3rd.
I think that's a shot at Lucha Underground.
So they're gonna try to go head to head with Lucha Underground.
Look. See, y'all missing the big picture. Think about it.
Why would you mess up a primetime spot like Friday night, dude?
TNA was on Thursdays, right?
I guess and Global Force is going to Friday night. That's
Hold
probably why.
Hold on. TNA was on Thursdays, right?
Yeah.
A couple times, right? They went to Fridays, right? They've been on Wednesdays twice. Then they was on Monday. They done hit damn near every day of the week other than Tuesday, Sunday, and Saturday.
Yeah.
The one thing I can think of.
They used to be on Saturday on Fox Sports Net.
Okay. They hit every day except Tuesday and Sunday.
That's the one thing I'm thinking of is that maybe they got word. Maybe Global Force is going to go
Friday
nights.
Yep.
And they need to get off of that time slot.
And they're going to say they'd rather challenge Lucha Underground in
I don't know either or, but I'm sorry. They're in trouble. And you know, Dixie Carter, if we go hurry up and wrap this up, you're going to be my kitchen bitch. So look forward. I know, see.
Yeah,
I just like saying
constraints there.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. What else we got? Lucha Underground was good this week.
Yeah, sure was.
You know, it was really good.
That 7-man match was fucking amazing.
You sit there and think about Vince McMahon. He got inducted into the Boys and Girls Club Hall of Fame. Good job, Vince.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not a full dirtbag.
I mean, they inducted him in the Hall of Fame. I wonder if he's bringing Pat Patterson to get the sector.
Well, no. The thing is,
well,
though.
Pat didn't go after kids.
This is the one thing that we can honestly say about that. When it comes to Mr. McMahon and WWE, they really do.
They love the kids.
They're really involved in a lot of charities across the world.
Yeah,
and I'm not gonna. You know, that's one thing I can't speak against. The WWE has consistently been a great partner for a lot of charities, and they continue to do so. So with them going in the Boys and Girls Club Hall of Fame, I say kudos, you know, because I mean, that's one thing I can say.
You know, Vince love the kids.
It's truly a class act when it comes to stuff like that.
Yeah,
we talked about that on the you know, Jericho came back and he's just doing the house shows, and it's gonna be. He requested he wanted to go against Finn Balor because this is gonna be a show over in Japan. He wanted to go against Kenta, but as Kenta's gonna be out for like 8 months, so Finn Balor, and he got a big following in Japan because we all know he was over in New Japan.
Right.
Not only that, Ronda Rousey said she's gonna find a way to come back to the WWE. You know, let's be honest. Ronda Rousey, when her UFC contract ever gonna be up, she's gonna come over. Because I think wrestling is her passion. She always finds, if you pay attention, she always finds a way to get to the events, to sit there at front row with the other fucking 3 horsewomen chicks.
Oh God, most of those, they're hard to look at.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I know, because Ronda Rousey ain't bad looking.
No, she's not.
I'm not even gonna lie about
that.
that.
She's good.
Other news, the Pope D'Angelo De Niro probably gonna be on the table for the upcoming TNA event.
So he's gonna move to the table now.
I think he's gonna be at the table.
Well, he's a great talker. I got no problem with that.
We got other news. TNA this week. TNA President Dixie Carter had a meeting with the wrestlers and staff, and she said, and she told the wrestlers and staff not to believe the hype or the numbers that everybody's saying that TNA is doing bad, because they said, oh, the numbers don't include the West Coast in the numbers. I'm thinking even if you get the West Coast numbers, I'm like, she's not being realistic. Listen, your company's in trouble. They're on the ropes again. It's like you just started a new fucking partnership with somebody else, and they already talking about shit canning you.
Yeah.
Mike Tenay had a show. They just shit canned the show.
God, Mike Tenay.
I mean, people watch Destination America. I do. Shit, I didn't watch it for TNA. I watch it for Barbecue Pitmasters and the shows like that.
Yeah.
Shouts out to the Pitmasters. But nonetheless,
Goddamn right.
you know, Daniel Bryan's working hard on his rehab, trying to get back in the ring. He needs to call it quits. Hacksaw Jim Duggan is going to be a part of Global Force Wrestling too.
Hacksaw.
Yeah.
Keep catching those checks, Hacksaw.
You know, the Lucha Libre, they having the World Cup. TNA sending representatives.
Yeah, I
Ring of
heard
Honor
about
sending
that.
representatives. And for representing Mexico, going to be Del Rio, Rey Mysterio, and the ex
Sin Cara.
Mystical.
The original Sin Cara.
I heard now that sounds incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder why the WWE won't get involved.
Because that says money, fella. You know, that's them sending their stars down there, and there's always that risk of injury.
Yeah,
You know?
that's true.
And the Miz and Paige should be on their way back. You know, the WWE got plans for a Bray Wyatt
The Miz was
face
gone.
turn.
The Miz was gone. What?
Yeah, they got plans
I
for
hope not.
eventually for
I hope not.
a Bray Wyatt face turn.
Oh no.
So I know it's sad. Let's see, the TNA, on some TNA news, they Slammiversary pay-per-view, they're going to actually have a pay-per-view. It's probably, the main event's going to be Ethan Carter III versus Kurt Angle.
And they're gonna actually put that on pay-per-view?
Yeah,
It's not gonna be on TV?
it's going to actually be on
Oh, come on.
Dwayne,
Ain't nobody gonna order that shit.
The Rock's
Come
cousin,
on.
The Rock's other cousin started. As you can tell, she's not a bad-looking woman.
No, she's not.
What's her name? They call her Lena. She's going to be making her way through NXT.
Yeah.
Let's see.
A little piece of that.
Ring of Honor had a good week.
Yeah, well, Ring of Honor's always having good leads. WWE can thank Ring of Honor for poaching them for most of their
You know,
time.
TNA news, they had a pretty decent match with the Dirty Heels versus the Wolves. They having a best out of 5 series.
And that's the only thing good going with
for the
TNA
TNA
right now.
The TNA tag belts.
Okay.
You know, JR he's open to the idea. Basically, they're in negotiations. That's what people not saying. The JR and Global Force Wrestlers are in negotiations as we speak. So, and as you see, Jared must have some pockets. Must have some deep pockets, because I mean, he got the Young Bucks to come over there. And TNA was throwing money at the Young Bucks. They come over there. You know, the Young Bucks was pissed at the WWE because you remember Triple H told them, like, hey, you got to go to NXT and all that stuff.
Well, they did the same. They got mad, like the Wolves got mad. The Wolves felt they shouldn't have to go to NXT, and Generation Me, aka the Young Bucks, they didn't want to go to NXT either. They want to go straight to the main roster. It don't work that way in the WWE no more. You got to go to at least, you could get a Finn Balor contract or like a Samoa Joe contract where you're only doing a certain amount of time in NXT. You idiots. Can't you come up with something like that? You don't have to spend all your time down there. We know you can get it done, so you spend a little bit of time and then you come up to the main roster. Finn Balor's not going to be down there for long. He's going to be coming up to the main roster pretty much soon because that's in his contract.
The bottom line is this, you know, whatever it takes to get into a WWE ring, whatever it takes to get on a Monday Night Raw, whatever it takes to get on a WWE pay-per-view, you do it, okay? You don't sit here and act like you're holier than thou, because choosing TNA over WWE, that's one of the dumbest fucking decisions
they got
you can ever make in your life.
But see, you think about it, people forget the Young Bucks was in TNA. It was Generation Me.
Generation Me.
And you see how they went to the shit house.
Yeah.
Because they didn't even put the belts on them, did they?
No.
So it's like for them.
They had them like a bona fide fucking what was
Jobbers.
that? What was
Well,
that
they use
group?
them because
What was
they-
that group with what's your name? And them used to dance around and WCW.
They didn't have them. They
Okay.
didn't have them as a full-time tag team, so that's why they didn't put the belts on them, because they were still circulating between promotions. They were on a pay-by-appearance only for TNA, so that could have been a reason why. You know what I mean? Because they weren't under contract. You know, at that time, TNA was doing a lot of pay-by-appearance. Because I remember you got the number saying Anderson was making just $2,500 a show.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so they were doing that per diem shit for a little while with the wrestlers.
3 count. That's what they got to have them looking
Yeah,
like.
you know, nonetheless, you know, the thing is I like what Global Force is doing, and I'm eager to see the product. Yeah. And let's see how it works out. Any other news?
Yeah, I got like 4 more things. Sheamus says he want a piece of Brock Lesnar's.
I read that.
And I would love to give Sheamus Brock Lesnar too. I would welcome a match like that, because when it's done, you ain't gonna want another piece of Brock Lesnar.
Then JR predicts the WWE 2016 class of the Hall of Fame should be, and it look like it will be, the Dead Man, the Undertaker, the man they call Sting, or the Vigilante, Stan Hansen.
Yeah. About damn time.
The Fabulous Freebirds.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And Jackie Moore.
Expected. Right on.
I got no problem
with none of that.
Yeah, I mean the Freebirds, Michael.
I have no problem with the Freebirds. I don't.
I know eventually they're gonna get in there. So
yeah, I mean
Terry Gordy and Michael Hayes.
Okay.
I would like to see Demolition going.
Let's be honest. Terry Gordy was the workhorse.
Terry Gordy was one of the best professional wrestlers.
He was the best. He was the best out of that group. Michael Hayes wasn't shit compared to that dude. I'm just being honest.
Michael Hayes could talk his ass off.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you here. I would love to see Stan Hansen go in the Hall of Fame, but I would also like to see Bruiser Brody go in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
but see, you got that with Bruiser Brody, that whole creepy shit around his death. That shit kind of still lingers even after these many years later, and it's sad.
Well, I'm sorry, if they can put Carlos Colon in, then they can put Bruiser Brody in.
Yeah,
that happened.
Tony Atlas got put in, so
that's true. That
happened on Carlos Colon. His watch.
That was his watch.
So Tony Atlas was there.
And the last but not least,
definitely not least,
WWE Hall of Famer Sonny has apparently signed a deal with Vivid Entertainment,
also known as Tammy Lynn Sitch.
If anybody knows who Vivid is, I mean,
the adult entertainment company.
Have you ever seen? They're good for the celebrity P flicks, because that's usually the ones that they.
Vivid is a. Let me tell you something.
They go high class.
Vivid is a high end adult entertainment industry company that's been around for a very long time. So whatever she signed up to do for them, I'll check it out.
Yeah, I think a lot of people's gonna look at it.
Yeah,
it might leak out. It's like
she gotta be doing cougar movies.
Cause
she's too old.
Cause she ain't that old.
She's pretty old.
I'll check it out.
But at the end, in the end of the day, she gonna get the people that China couldn't get.
That was awful. Hey, you watch one of those China movies, you throw up. For real, you throw up all in your mouth.
So what else you got? What else you got?
And I mean that's it. The last thing you can say is Vince Russo compared Lana and Rusev to Mark Merrill and Sable.
Oh, that's foul. Rusev, Vince
Russo,
keep on cashing those checks. I don't
know if you can compare Rusev to Mark Merrill. I mean, Mark Merrill he was weird.
Mark Merrill was
Mark Merrill was a good wrestler, but he was a good wrestler, but he was I put Rusev over him.
He was weird.
He was a weirdo.
I'm just leaving it like
a weird weirdo, weird guy.
Yeah. And with that being said,
you can compare Lana to Sable in the early days when Sable was a valet.
No, the only thing is you got to think about it. Let's be honest. The only thing that got Sable over when she did them handprints. Because it's like when she put them handprints over the nips.
It was all good.
Yeah, that's when everybody was looking for
and that Sable bomb to Mark Merrill.
That was amazing. Good props to Mark Merrill for selling it. Because I mean, he helped her with that. Because there was no way she could.
Oh, lift him like that. Of course, he did most of the work, but I mean, still it was nice.
Give him props, and that is news and notes. And I think it's time for the KBs.
Well, I'm gonna let you go ahead because my kitchen bitch is. I don't have one right now. I thought the pay-per-view something,
So you can say this whole week you didn't have one thing.
No. Okay. Well,
exactly.
I'll put it like this. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. My kitchen bitch is Hernandez. You piece of crap. I don't know why in the hell does El Jefe want to put you in a spot, or anybody that's controlling Lucha Underground want to put the title on you. You're going to take the title off of Ricochet. Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. You're going to take the title off of Prince Puma, and you're going to put it on Hernandez. I'm sorry. I mean, Hernandez walking around like he's just this big, bad, Vato, like he's with it. Man, Hernandez is a piece of shit. You know what I mean? Can barely carry his own weight. I mean, you talking about bad flops and bad moves in TNA. I mean, dangerous moves where he was unsafe. He wasn't willing to take other people's moves. I mean, he wasn't that good. You know what I mean? He's got charisma, I give him that. But he's not that dude in the ring. And you're gonna put the title off of him and take it off of Ricochet? Oh, my bad, Prince Puma. I mean, come on, man. You could come up with something better than that now, Lucha Underground. Now, I've been supporting you. I'm one of your main supporters. How you didn't came up, and I love your show. But don't put the title on Hernandez. Don't make that mistake. That's just like, are you insured by Survivor? No, I can't take that ride. Don't take that ride with Hernandez. Don't do it. Don't do it.
You got TNA coming after you.
Won't do it. Yeah, because, and that's the thing. TNA, and we could be wrong about this, but it looks like it may be Global Force Wrestling going to Friday. So TNA's like, well, they're saying you guys are the lesser organization because they'd rather battle y'all with the ratings on Wednesday. And I guarantee if you put the title on Hernandez and that title goes on Ethan Carter III, they're going to still have your viewers because nobody wants to see Hernandez in the fucking ring.
Listen, you gotta
I'm just saying that.
On the side note, to quickly wrap this up with that part, Wednesday's going to be jam-packed. Because you got NXT cooking.
Oh, yeah.
Then you got Lucha Underground cooking.
Yeah.
And now you got TNA trying to put their foot in it. They should have went to Tuesdays. I'm sorry.
The one thing I can say about your kitchen bitch, Amar, and I totally agree with you, for all the great matches and all the talent that we see on Lucha Underground, the very top of the mountain shouldn't be Hernandez.
No,
I mean,
put Cage at the top of the mountain if you're going to take it off of Ricochet. I'm sorry again, Prince Puma. If you're going to take it off of Prince Puma, put Cage on top or somebody of that nature. Why in the hell is Hernandez going up at the top?
I'd like to see the belt go on John Morrison myself.
No.
I mean, if Del Rio's going to be gone because they did that spot on Lucha
Morrison ain't got
Underground,
the juice.
Morrison can be the champ.
Yeah,
He
Morrison's
ain't
got
got
juice.
the juice.
He's got the juice in
He-
that
he
ring.
ain't
That's
never-
all that. Right now, that's all that matters.
He's got more juice than Hernandez.
It's sometimes it's like the Daniel Bryan theory. It's better to have him chase the title than they get to the title.
Well, it looked like they may be turning him heel after doing all that.
Yeah, he put Del Rio through a window.
Yeah, and I thought they were going to do Del Rio
And
heel.
El
but-
Jefe had to get a drink.
Yeah, because he was like, man, he ain't never seen that.
I like that dude. Fucking El Jefe.
Okay, well, that's my kitchen bitch. I'm not trying to be too long with it, but
Go ahead,
that's the problem.
Well, I mean, my kitchen bitch, I already alluded to it earlier. I don't like the way you look, Willie Mack. I'm going to just go ahead and say, I know that you're very talented, and I know that you have a lot of skills and you have a lot to bring, and I'm one of your fans. But you're going to have to touch that physique up. If you're going to be on TV, bro, you got to either get you an outfit that's going to really not take away from your wrestling, your appearance-wise, and, just straighten it up, man. And that's all I got to say.
Well, let's start into my kitchen bitch. TNA President Dixie Carter. I don't know where the fuck to start, but I'll try to start from the beginning. At the end of the day, it's like this, Jack. You got Dixie Carter sitting here trying to run propaganda to her people. First off, you have a problem paying your fucking people, and people still barely getting paid up until this damn point. You fucked up that one part. Now, you sitting here telling your stars, your talent, you telling the people that, the numbers, the low ratings numbers are wrong because they don't get the West Coast. You think it would help even if you got the West Coast? Did you forget, one, you went to a network that has less TVs and less circulation than Spike TV. So your number's really going to drop. Then after that, with that being said, Kurt Angle being the champion, I get it. You did that shit to please Destination America. But this is when you stand up on your own and say, no, that's a bad move. Because Kurt Angle ain't got the juice no more. It's time to take Kurt out back and he gets shot. I see why Triple H didn't even meet with him. He been sitting there, he wasted 10 years over in TNA doing nothing. Nothing.
Just keep cashing those checks.
Yeah, just cashing checks, getting free checks.
Man, for real.
With that being said, you sitting here, you're lying to the talent. You're sitting there lying to yourself. Your company's in trouble. Because one, if you got a lesser company, an upstart like Lucha Underground kicking your ass in wrestling, in cinematic, in on-air authority, I mean, we can just keep going down the list. You're getting your ass beat. The only thing you got is HD. And it's just a matter of time before Lucha Underground get HD. Then you're fucked. then you lost all across the board. You're not even in the WWE's radar. They don't even worry about you. You know, y'all get a free pass. You try to go after him year after year. Now you're talking about moving from Thursday. They on Fridays. Yep. Moving from Fridays to Wednesdays, which you was on Wednesday once or twice before. Then you was on Thursday twice, and then you did try to do the Monday thing, and that went to the shit house too. You didn't damn near hit every day of the week other than Tuesday and Saturday. You done ran that company into the ground. At one time, when Jeff Jarrett was a part of it, and this, I almost want to throw up in my mouth saying this, Jeff Jarrett actually was making a difference. Yeah. And it was many times I had problems with Jeff Jarrett. And you remember the old WrestleHead show back in the old days? I was calling Jarrett ass out. Because why? He was throwing the title on himself too many times. He was doing this, doing that, and he actually doing something genius down there with Global Force. And you wouldn't figure that with him and goddamn Eric Bischoff. But at the end of the day, to wrap this up, Dixie Carter, you should be ashamed of yourself. You done ran the fucking company down. Your daddy gave you the money to do it and you couldn't get the job done. You had a second chance. He had a second chance. Yeah. Or excuse me, she had a second chance to try to get it done. Yeah. And he couldn't do it.
Couldn't do it.
Dixie Carter.
How many lifelines does she need, bro?
I swear, this is what's that show?
Shit, just sit there.
What's that show that comes
You can't even call me at home. I won't help you. How to be a millionaire.
Yeah, how to be a millionaire.
More like how to lose millions.
Yeah, shit. Just send Chuck there to pass gas to get around. Shit.
God, good old gas mask. But nonetheless, your ass. With that being said,
well, that's TNA, bro, full of gas.
And it's sad because some people, good people over there, gonna lose their jobs. Because I was getting happy for wrestling because now you would have had the WWE with Raw, SmackDown, you would have NXT, you would have Lucha Underground, you would sit here and have TNA, you would sit here and have Global Force, you got Ring of Honor. I'm like, this is a time where wrestling's starting to get a little rich. Oh yeah, you still got New Japan and shit. And where wrestling's getting rich, you know, where it's places for these.
Can't forget about Lucha Libre down there.
Yeah, I mean AAA.
Yep.
I mean, that was that like 7? I got 7 or 8. With that being said, it was being rich where the wrestling, all these good wrestlers have a chance. At the end of the day, Jesus Christ. Okay.
Yeah.
Before I die, smoke inhalation.
Yeah.
We're gonna wrap this up. So, I guess we'll see you next week.
Stay tuned. There's a lot going on. We'll keep you posted. Russellheads, we're out. And hit it.